It's the Traumedy Podcast. Trauma plus comedy equals Traumedy. This week on Traumedy.
And it was in that moment when I sat up and I was like, I get a second chance at life. And my very first thought was, I want a divorce. So, it wasn't even like, how am I going to navigate living life without leg? It was like, I want a divorce. I'm done.
You're listening to Traumedy, the podcast that helps you take your pain and play with it. I'm Nancy Norton. I am a former nurse, comedian, and keynote speaker about the power of humor, why we need it, how it helps us.
Bring the power of humor to your next event with award-winning comedian Nancy Norton. Nancy got out of healthcare for the same reason a lot of people get into it, to save lives. Message Nancy at nancynorton.tv. The Traumedy Podcast is sponsored by Crybaby Badass. You have to feel it to heal it. You are a Crybaby Badass luminary. See your light in the mirror. Do you have a trauma? Hey, you listening, do you have a Traumedy story to share? If so, send Nancy a message at nancynorton.tv.
This is another inspiring episode that deals with some very painful information. And again, I just want to say it's all going to end up in the light. It's all going to be okay. But yeah, we're going to go into some dark places talking about complex regional pain syndrome, which is known as the suicide disease. And our guest actually did attempt suicide. So this episode does deal with suicide, ideation, and we kind of joke about it. You know, we do. That's how we're coping with it. If that is a problem for you, this may not be a great episode for you. But if you've also had suicidal ideation and you're like, let's just talk about it. Don't do it. The whole point of this episode is to hang in there, keep trying. This guest did not give up, and she just kept trying treatment after treatment after treatment till something finally worked. Hey, y'all. It's almost Nurses Week. And May 3rd, the very beginning of Nurses Week, I will be producing and performing on my show called Nurses Off the Charts. And you can be a part of the show. That's right. Every show, about a third of that show is audience participation, telling that wacky, wild, crazy, funny, sometimes magical miracle that happened on your shift. So come out to Nurses Off the Charts. It's at Comedy Works South. And message me if you need any help with the tickets. I have a few discount codes for my friends. So send me a message on Instagram or Facebook, and I'll hook you up with those discount codes. Enjoy this episode. I'll see you on the other side. Welcome to Traumedy. My guest this week is a TEDx speaker and an amputee known as the Happy Amputee on TikTok and Instagram. Please welcome Kayla Inman. Yay, Kayla. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
It's so cool that you made the trip up here and that I met you at Tina Frimmel's comedy show at Denver Comedy Underground not that long ago, maybe within the last month or so. Mm-hmm. And it's so cool that you're like, yes, I'll come talk. I couldn't believe it. You popped your amputated leg off. You were showing it to people. It was so cool.
Yeah. I love doing that. It's always like a fun little party trick. So it's always entertaining whenever I walk into places and people are like, oh my gosh. And then I just take a leg off and they're like, oh, I don't know how to react. It's like, it's fun.
I'm going to take a video with my cell phone right now because I should have a wide angle camera. Let me just do some video showing your leg because this is so hilarious. She has a shark. Look, a shark. What do you call this? An overlay?
Yeah, foam cover. Yeah. Like a steampunk shark. Yeah.
Eating her leg off. And then she has a ton of tattoos
yeah.
that show sharks, like cut in half, one that looks like a lemon. Very creative. This is the best Traumedy. This is taking your pain and playing with it. That's our motto. Take your pain and play with it.
Yep.
And I think I actually hit the record button and everything. I'm so proud of myself.
That's exciting.
Usually I put it down and go, oh shit, I didn't hit the record button.
We got to do it again.
Take two on the shark leg. That is hilarious. So it looks like a shark is eating your leg. And I'm sure that's got to be another great like icebreaker.
Oh, yeah. It's absolutely like one of the best icebreakers out there because people are just like they always are looking at you anyways when you're missing a limb because they're like, I don't know how to react. And then, you add something crazy to it and they're like, oh my gosh. And it's like, okay, well, if you're going to look, I'll give you something to stare at anyways. So.
Yeah. Give you a reason to like not feel like it's interesting. With my lazy eye, this is my, my small, I mean, it's small, but it's right there on your face, this eye that's looking the other way. And people feel bad. Like they look behind them and then they look back at me and they realize, oh shit, she has a lazy eye. And then they try to cover like they were looking at their shoulder or something. People don't want to make you feel different. They're not trying, but they can't, like there's a part of them that part of their psyche just goes ding ding ding. Like
I notice it. It's different.
Yeah. I had a guy shake my hand at a conference last weekend, and I said, hey, he was doing the fire, whatever. He was a vendor at this healthcare conference where they were doing fire extinguishers for assisted living homes, whatever. Anyway, he goes, hey, and I like, hey, Jake. And then he shakes his hand, and he's missing 3 of the 5 fingers. So it's mainly a thumb and a pinky. And I grabbed it, and I was like, okay, do I not acknowledge that you have a different hand? So I guess having the weird eye frees me up to say, oh, you have some unique features also.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. Like that gives me an excuse to say something.
Yep. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's such what I found too is like, since becoming disabled, it was like, I all of a sudden have all these connections with people that I don't know because we share something different with like, people out in the world,
There's a bond.
Yeah.
I just got goosebumps. I just felt, I was just talking about Brian Weiss, who wrote Many Lives, Many Masters. He's an amazing Ivy League trained Western psychiatrist who started doing hypnotherapy on patients going into past lives. And he talks about, we've all lived through hundreds of past lives. And he said, in this lifetime, people that come in with a disability or maybe an acquired disability, just different. It's a different life. It's like something like, okay, you've done the typical, got married, had kids, or, the typical life.
Yep.
Now you're doing something different. And you were just saying Tina Frimmel, who has cerebral palsy, amazing comedian. And what were you saying about her? She has something.
She's just so magnetic.
And I notice her heart is just, it feels pure. Like there's not a bit of, so many of my comedian friends, I'm going to mute myself included, a little cynical, some bitterness, some jadedness. I don't sense that from her.
Yeah.
At all. Like she truly loves meeting people. Like you feel it. Mm-hmm. Like it was interesting helping her with her line of merch sales and photographs because part of me felt like, gosh, I think I need to tell people to move on. Like we got a line. There's a line in another show. That's enough. But she doesn't have that energy of, like, I get anxious and think, move on. But no, she's like, as long as you want to stay and talk, just keep connecting.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. I hope to have her on the podcast too. Thank you for being willing, like to, I meet you out there in the hallway where she was doing her merch sales and everything. And that you just had this, you have the same magnetism. You have it. That's why you see it in her. You have the same light. And you said when you became disabled, and we're going to go into your backstory, that something shifted.
Yeah.
In your soul.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. It's one of those things that, I had this like awakening, and like the moment I realized, like when I woke up from my amputation, it was like that I got a second chance at life feeling because I was like this close to dying, and I like that awakening of my soul was like, I met the higher being, and he was like, you know what? You get to do this life over, and like you may have a little bit of a hard time, but you're going to really enjoy this second chance. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is great.
So did you have a near-death experience?
Yes and no. Not
yeah. Well, where do we start? We should use this as a cliffhanger. Go to commercial. We have no commercials. Support Crybaby Badass. That's my merch from psychedelic therapy. Crybaby Badass. I need to get more hoodies in stock because I usually give them to guests. But I could just order one and have it shipped to you. That's what I should do. That's what Jackie Cation does. She had her shirt shipped to me.
Yeah.
And it's just about, grieving, crying, but then you go into the light and then you become a badass and then you become a luminary. That's what it says in between because I saw I saw my soul in the mirror.
Yeah.
So that's woo.
I love that.
Doesn't matter if I have a weird eye or jowls that are fallen. My soul was beautiful.
That's the most important part of you.
Well, let's go to, that was our commercial. Meanwhile, cross town. Would you rather start with your background before this incident or like your childhood and how you came to this place where maybe if you're like a lot of wounded healer type people, maybe you had to deal with some childhood trauma or something that was leading you to this place of not wanting to be here? Or am I making a lot of assumptions?
Oh, no, you're spot on.
Well, tell me, would you mind sharing your upbringing? And
Yeah, absolutely. So I grew up in South Dakota in the middle of nowhere. So
kind of not in a big town, not in...
Nope. Just smack dab literally in the middle of South Dakota.
On a farm or something?
Yep, on a farm. Had my parents and a younger sister. And my younger sister is actually deaf. And so she was, this incredible human being I got to watch grow up with a disability. And she played like a dozen different instruments. And she's now an actual doctor and like practicing medicine, and she's an incredibly talented human being. So like I got to watch that growing up, and so that was, as the older sister, I was like, yes, I'm gonna protect my younger sister from any bullies, but she did just fine because she was so incredible on her own. So
she's a badass.
Yeah, she's a badass.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So she's obviously like, if we're going on that premise with Brian Weiss, like she came into this lifetime with this disability, but then all these gifts.
Yes.
That seemed to balance it, or even overlight. I was going to say overshadow, but I guess overlight it.
Yeah.
Wow. So you saw what's possible. Like, no disability is going to tell you what you can and cannot do.
Yeah, exactly. And it was nice to see that. Now the family dynamics were a little bit different, I being the scapegoat, eldest daughter, and she being the golden child. It was a little bit.
That hurts, doesn't it?
It's so bad.
I identify as the scapegoat. Definitely, I know that feeling. And there's no, I still to this day, I have to let go of the fantasy that one day they're gonna see me.
Yep.
The real me.
Yep.
But that's okay. We see you.
Yes.
We see
Everybody
each other.
else sees.
Yeah, we see each other.
Yep.
So you didn't feel known, loved, and celebrated.
Yep.
I'm going to just succinctly say it.
Yep.
That's been my thing. Like, I just want to feel known, loved, and celebrated, wanted.
I
Did you?
I just want my mom to like me,
Yeah, love would be nice as well.
Yeah.
But you would settle for like.
Yes. Just once. Just one day.
Yeah. To look at you with curiosity and go, tell me about you.
Yep.
I'd love to know you.
Yeah.
There's never been that.
Never.
Wow.
Not once.
Isn't it wild how that happens in families? Like I guess they offload something, maybe a part of their internalized self-hate. Mm-hmm. That's the way I felt with my mom, that she didn't get that need met, and therefore, how dare I think I should get it met? And, she managed just fine with compartments and being stoic and and she was an amazing nurse, an amazing mom, and did all kinds of, the stuff she did with 5 kids, I'm not dusting, okay? Yeah. I'm not even doing that. So I think they transfer that onto us, right? That they buttoned everything down in these compartments, and you should too, and and you were like, it's not for me.
Yeah, nope. Yeah, so it's been a little rough. I'm currently in a no contact period. Okay. So been there for a while. I've had a few before this, but this is like the final one, and so I was like, you know what, this is where I found healing. And it's funny because I went no contact, and then now I have aunts and uncles that I haven't spoke to in years that came out of the woodworks that are like, I'm so glad you're back in our lives. And I'm like, oh, that's so amazing. Cause like, I thought everybody hated me. And it's like, nope, just my mom. So.
Oh, wow. That's lovely. So you got validation from extended family.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad for you.
Yeah.
So your mom, you had to go no contact. So it was really rough growing up. And that's a pain. When our own mother, the one person who's supposed to love us the most, and we don't feel loved or wanted by them, it's excruciating. And we don't have words for it as a kid. You just feel like something's wrong with me. You don't know that it's about them at the time. You really internalize that, don't you? I mean, I shouldn't say don't you. I did. I did. I should speak in I statements. I did. I internalized that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's hard. It's so hard.
And then as you grew up, did you leave home pretty early?
Actually, my first period of no contact, I moved in with my high school boyfriend and his family. So like in high school, I did that my senior year.
Good for you. You took care of yourself.
It was, yeah.
And his family understood. There's like, yeah, come live with us. Well, that's nice that his mom and dad were cool with you.
So incredibly kind. And it was like the one like family that I saw that was like, wow, this is what I wanted.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, so you did get to see that. You'd get to model that.
Yeah.
The way they got along and the kindness. And oh, I'm so happy for you. So you lived with them through the last part of high school?
Yeah, through then, and then once I moved away to college, and then so it was nice to just have that moment where it was like, okay, I can't do this anymore. And at the time I didn't realize what it was, and I was like, I can't be here anymore. I can't, like, my body is screaming to just like go away. Like I got to get out of here. And so I remember just like sitting in my car, and my dad walks up like, please just apologize to your mom. Like, I know she's just having a rough day. And I was like, I'm not going to get yelled at anymore for something I didn't do. And I just like drove away, and I was just like, I can't. So.
Wow. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Good for you. And that was for college, or that was to move in with your boyfriend?
That was moving out into the boyfriend's family at the time.
That's when that was that day where you were just like, I can't.
Yep.
And you don't deserve that.
Oh, no.
I wonder if your sister being deaf had a blessing. Did your mom ever yell at her and she just didn't know it? I mean, seriously, there's a part of me. I mean, she's probably, but she didn't do that to your sister.
No.
She didn't treat her like that.
No. It was a totally different relationship. And so, which is fine. Like, that's her experience. That's my experience. And like, my experience is still valid. So
absolutely.
Which is something I've had to learn recently. So it's
good
like,
for you. Yeah. And then I mean, isn't it wonderful? I do believe, like you were talking about earlier about a higher power. Like somehow this boyfriend, what a blessing. I mean, that's so great that you had this boyfriend who had this family who could model what it's like to be in a healthy family. Yeah. And a loving family. Mm-hmm. And then that gave you confidence to go off to college, or did you already have that? Were you just
already planned on doing that? I went off to college, did the whole thing there, so it like I had that like confidence growing up, just because like I did a lot on my own, because my sister has a rare like deafness, and so they went to a lot of like medical appointments in different states, and so like I was left on the farm by myself playing with my Tonka trucks in the dirt, and like, so it's like I spent a lot of time alone, so I was fine all by myself. So
really, how old were you when you were left alone?
Oh my gosh, I think the first time I was left home alone was like 8 years old. Wow. Which, like, looking back as an adult now, I'm like, wow, that was really young to leave. Like, even for the daytime, like, that's a long time for a small child.
Okay, that is absolutely neglect. Just want to validate that you were neglected, and Child Protective Services would be deployed and would be taking you. No, that is illegal. Yeah. 8 years old. Now, obviously, they saw something in you that's like, she's going to be fine. She's going to not set the house on fire or run out into the woods. But I mean, it's so vulnerable. Like, anybody could come onto the farm. You were left out by yourself at 8 years old. That is neglect. There's no way. And you know what? Sometimes we need these like markers. Like, I have a few of these things that I have kept, that like a letter my mother wrote me. I don't need to go into all the details. It's just validating. Sometimes you need validation. Like, I'm here to validate that you were neglected. That was not acceptable in any way.
Yeah.
So that's unarguable.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah. And well, like as an adult, I'm like, I don't have my own kids, but it's like, man, like looking back on those moments where I'm like, wow, this was not okay.
Yeah. When you said Tonka trucks, I'm like, if she's played with Tonka trucks, no. I'm going to give it a no. That's not the time.
Yep.
So I just want to validate that.
Thank you.
And so you're not wrong. Okay.
Yep.
You can trust your experience. And so then, where were we? You went to college.
Uh-huh.
And what did you study? Did you?
I studied biology. So it was at an engineering school. So, not the best choice, but
that's okay.
That's okay. And it was entertaining. I had a lot of good experiences, good life experiences. I had my eyes opened a lot because, I grew up very rural South Dakota. So it's very red state, very like you do what you're told. There's no queer community. There's no like people of color. Like there's nobody. And so like having that experience where it's like I show up and there's all these different people with all these different experiences was like, wow, this is really cool.
Yeah. Isn't that something? I moved out of Springfield, Missouri to Honolulu with my ex-husband, and it was like going into all these different cultures, it was culture shock, but it was so, and different religions, and beliefs and everything. Oh man, isn't it cool that you have that big awakening? Yeah. That's another awakening right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you got out of there. Yeah, because everybody's white, Christian, stoic, kind of farmer mentality. Mm-hmm. You don't matter. What matters is the work we get done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to wake up at 6 a.m., do your chores for 2 hours, go to school, get your sports done, come home, do more chores, do your homework. And it's like, okay, well, on Saturday, I want to sleep in till noon. Well, you can't do that because you'll get yelled at for being lazy. And it's like, I'm just burnt out. I'm tired. Like,
yeah.
let
and
me
you're
sleep.
growing.
Yeah.
You're a growing teenager. I never understood why school started at 8 a.m. for teenagers. Ridiculous. I like to bring that up at the meeting. First thing. So then you went to college, and then now you're doing well. Like, did you graduate with a biology degree, or what did you end up doing?
Yeah, I ended up immediately going into work for wastewater. And so started,
fascinating.
Yeah. Not the best career choice,
Why not? There's a ton of wastewater.
There is good job security, but being sick all the time because
you were getting exposed to
you're around this stuff, and like because we had like a smaller town, we had to work at the landfill too, so you're like in all these like hazardous areas, and like again, rural South Dakota doesn't really care about OSHA, so like you're not wearing these masks, and like that's where like the whole saga of losing my leg started too, is because I was told that the sidewalks at the facility were salted and sanded for the day. It was cold, it was winter, it was mid-January, and I walked out of a building and immediately rolled my foot on ice and like broke my foot in my steel-toed boots. And it's like, that's where this all started, is because I just like came out, slipped and fell, and it's like, oh man, like slipped on ice.
That's it.
At 24, yeah.
At 24 years old.
Yeah.
And it snapped your ankle.
Yeah,
your tibia and fibula.
No, it was just a Lisfranc fracture.
Oh, I'm gonna Google it. I used to be an orthopedic nurse. This is embarrassing. The Lisfranc fracture, of course.
Yeah, it's just like the midfoot bones.
Oh, that one of the
Yep, it just twisted in the wrong way and just.
Ooh.
So yeah.
Metatarsals, or is that what they're called? No.
Yeah.
No, the metatarsals are. Oh well, you know what? I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up so that I don't embarrass myself. But so you broke a major part of the top of your foot?
Yeah.
And that's where this started?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so...
It's not a shark bite, so... contrary to all the sharks.
I was ready for the shark story. But then, so what happened? What happened? Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, that was 2017, so we're 2026 now, so 9 years, and we're still going in the story.
Okay, no, absolutely. So you broke that, and then you got that surgery. Would you have to have surgery?
Yes, eventually. But the first 12 months in South Dakota, I saw probably a dozen different doctors, and they were like, I have no idea what's wrong with you. So they gave me steroid shots, and they put me in an oversized cam boot, and like did all the things that you're not supposed to do to a broken foot.
Oh, no.
And then I moved to Colorado.
Oh.
And then the doctor in Grand Junction at the time was like, I looked at your x-rays from South Dakota, and your foot is broke. You've been walking on a broken foot for a year. That's why you have pain. And I was like, oh my God. Like I walked out of that appointment going, what is happening right now? Because I kept getting told that I was just like anxious, and I like they couldn't figure out why I had pain. And so then
because of your childhood, there's a part of you doubting yourself because you've been taught to doubt yourself and not trust what you know about yourself.
Exactly.
So you didn't you did. It sounds like you still pushed. You went to see how many doctors.
So many.
And none of them saw the fracture.
Yep.
Wow.
It's wild.
And the first one in Colorado is
very
like,
first one.
you've been walking on a broken foot.
Yep.
So then what happened?
Had a foot fusion surgery, and started to like slowly recover from that. Because let me tell you, those surgeries are brutal.
So basically they have to fuse a couple bones together.
Yeah, screws and plates.
Okay.
It's I
rough.
still have the original plate and screws from that surgery.
Oh, wow.
And it's just like looking back, I was like, oh, that was a rough, like, because
you're going to turn that into art and put it in a frame?
I keep thinking that I'm going to get like a taxidermied foot so I can put them back in the spot that I had them.
Oh, interesting. Like that would somehow feel like complete.
Yeah, but
okay.
Haven't got there yet.
All right. But so those screws obviously had to come out at some point.
Yeah. So for a year and a bit, I was like slowly recovering, and I could never get back to like running or anything. And I was like, man, this is like, I was a half marathoner before this all too. And so like going from that level of activity, and then I like had all this foot pain for a year. So I slowed down immensely. And then I had the surgery that even slowed me down more. And it was like, there was just all this pain all the time, and nobody really understood what was going on.
Yeah.
Little to now, looking back at it, we know that the CRPS, the complex regional pain syndrome, started after that surgery.
Oh.
And it was just like not bad enough to like get that diagnosis.
Well, tell me more about complex regional pain syndrome.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. It's a thing.
Yeah. It's a rare nerve malfunction. And so essentially what happens is, and I'm not a doctor, like from my experience and from what I understand, is it's your nerves go into this like hyperdrive sensitivity. So like for me, a light breeze would feel like someone took razor blades and just sliced over the top of my foot. Or like if I put on a sock, it felt like an elephant was crushing my foot, like in just enormous amounts of like misfirings.
And just sending that signal to your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're on fire or you're being crushed or something, and you're, how awful.
It was all, and then, my foot turned purple. It was like ice cold all the time, and I got dystonia, so my foot would just like spasm over inward all the time, and it was crazy. But that was after the second surgery that started. But that, like, in between that first and the second surgery was like so mild. It was just like, just a lot of like, I'd put on a sock and it'd feel like too much like discomfort, and it was just like not bad enough to like do anything about, but no one really knew. So
wow. And I'm guessing at this time, like I am a runner and I call it running. These days it's more of a shuffle, but it is essential to my mental health.
Oh yeah.
Like it is part of my, like I joke about it on stage. Like I'm a long distance runner because you got to keep that trauma behind you.
Yes.
And it's like, but it really is about moving energy, and it's a mood elevator. It does so much more, and it releases endogenous morphine. It does all this stuff for our well-being. And then all of a sudden you go from being a runner who probably coped with your childhood trauma that way. You can't run, you're in pain. And I'm guessing this is where it comes to where you just don't want to be here anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Like life is no fun for you.
Oh, yeah. And CRPS is also known as the suicide disease because 49%, probably more, attempt suicide. And I was one of those people. And it's, it's a disease. It's incurable. It's like cancer. So it can go into remission. So I'm in remission now, which thankfully, I am like, the amputation saved my life. But like, that's you know, it's a tough disease, and I know so many people that struggle with it, and it can spread. And if I like injure my left foot, it could like start over there because your nerves store those memories, right? The body remembers all those traumas, and so it can just be like, oh, I remember this is what happened, and
it's trying to warn you or something.
Yep.
And it's almost like with PTSD. It's like telling you stuff like that it's happening now.
Yeah.
That's what it's trying to do. So, okay, so then you're dealing with this for how long now?
So at this point, I had that first surgery. I was dealing with this like mild to moderate CRPS for about a year. And then all of a sudden I feel that sharp stabbing bone pain again. I went in and one of the screws had broke the bone next to the original fix. So, yes, it was just like, how does this happen? And so we went back in to do another surgery, and I never was able to relieve that same day pain. Like, I woke up every day feeling like they had cut into my foot every single day, and my wound didn't heal, and it just got worse and worse. Like, I had to have my foot debrided, I don't know, a dozen times, and it was like, I don't know what's wrong. Like, I can't fix it.
The wound just wasn't granulating and filling in.
Yep.
It's almost like the foot was rebelling, or your body was rejecting your leg, your foot.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. And then that went on and on.
Yeah.
Trying to kickstart the healing.
Yeah.
Debriding it, trying to get the wound to granulate, fill in. You're probably dealing with antibiotics and infection. I don't know.
Not actually, no. And that's where it was like, that's where we were having a hard time. And so for the first like 8 weeks after surgery, the surgeon was like, man, I don't know what's going on. Like, this is really odd. Like, you're not healing, but it's not infected. So like something's happening, and you're not diabetic, like no other comorbidities, just it's not healing. And so finally at like the 12-week mark, I went in and he goes, I just want you to know I don't give this diagnosis out lightly, and I'm only giving it to you because I've watched you, and I want you to, like, the way you treat CRPS is once you get that diagnosis, you treat it fast and hard. Like, you have to, otherwise it can like keep spreading and spreading.
Oh gosh, it escalates. Oh, this is terrible.
Yeah.
So what was he saying? So he gave you the diagnosis of and then what was the treatment?
Immediately I got sent to a pain management specialist who was supposed to give me a spinal cord injection to like block the pain signals, which the very first one I got, the doctor botched. I ended up in the ER, and I couldn't use my entire leg for like 6 to 8 weeks. Like, I couldn't move it. It was like one of the most traumatic experiences. All of this while having an abusive ex-husband. And so,
oh no,
like,
so you were married at this time?
At this time, yeah. So
This not the same boyfriend.
No. That one, as soon as I went to college, that one ended. So.
Oh, but then you ended up with somebody, like you and I both were talking about that before in the kitchen, where we were saying like, yep, I've had one of the, where we keep excusing their behavior because we had a parent that, you know, was cold or abusive, and you're like, oh, this is what life's like, right? I can handle it.
Normal.
Or there's part of us that just feels like we can handle it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Or we don't deserve it. Like, my thing was like, I don't deserve anything better.
Oh no.
And it was like one of those moments where, like, especially in that particular case, is when that was the first time I realized that he was actually abusive, was because I called him in absolute panic attack, crying, and I was like, I have to go to the ER. Like, I can't walk, I can't do anything. I'm in like the worst pain I have ever felt in my life. And he just was stone cold and goes, well, I get off at 10, so I guess I can take you then. And that was his words to me. And I immediately was like,
wow.
I feel like I'm dying, and you're like, I can't take you now. Like, I was like,
this is an emergency.
This is crisis.
He is not attuned with you at all.
Yeah.
I get off at 10. I guess I could take you then.
Yep. And it was just like.
And you this is after this injection that caused you to like lose the use of your whole right leg. And oh my gosh. And
it was horrible.
So how did you get to did you call an ambulance or something, or?
No, I hung up the phone, and I sat there in this panic attack for a while. My dogs are there in the house with me, and I'm just like, I can't walk. I can't do anything. And I texted him. I said, I'm calling an ambulance now. And he immediately was like, "Ugh, I'm coming home to get you. I can't afford an ambulance ride." And so like 2 hours later, he shows up at the house.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, and he drove me to the, and mind you, this is peak beginning of COVID. So December of 2019, I got my diagnosis. And then mid-February when this all started when COVID started is when I went in for this injection. And so he drops me off at this like more rural ER because he's like, well, there'll be less COVID cases there. And like just dropped me off and just like was
peeled out.
Yeah. And I was like, I went in there and I couldn't explain anything to the doctors because I still didn't know what was going on. And I was like, and they were like, here's some like pain medicine. I don't know what else to do because we can't do anything for you because it's just pain. And I was like, he botched it. Like something's wrong. And they were like, well, you just have to wait till the fluid leaves and then hopefully that area heals enough for you to walk. And I was like, this is super shitty. Super shitty.
Super shitty. I will validate. I will validate.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That they didn't bring in an expert. They didn't refer you to an expert. They didn't say, you need to go see a neurologist now. We need a neurologist to see you.
And again, this is the beginning of COVID. Everybody's focused on that.
Yeah.
And so I show up without COVID in pain. They're like, you're kind of not priority right now. You're in pain. I'll send you home with some pain meds.
I get you.
And it's like,
wow.
And so to add it all up, we've got a dying leg, we've got an abusive ex-husband, and now we've got COVID. That's like,
yeah.
How do you navigate this?
Dude, let's just breathe for a minute. Just remember, it's not happening now.
It's not happening.
It's not happening right now.
I am safe.
But you are safe. You are safe. But going back there in time, and this is a big ask on Traumedy because it's re-triggering to remember that sense of powerlessness. When you can't move, you can't walk, you're in pain. Thank God you have 2 dogs, but you have to take care of your dogs. But they also, I'm guessing, were probably the best thing in your life right then, that you have these dogs.
100%.
That there's something, I don't understand. I miss my dogs so much. Like what they do for a home is beyond measure. Like literally, we cannot measure the gift that they are to us. Did they help you or did you have any sense or just?
Oh my gosh, tremendously. So I had in 2019, after that first foot surgery, and I was like starting to feel really good about it. And I was like, I'm getting my 3rd dog. I'm getting the dog I want from the breeder I want. And I spent 2 years looking for this particular dog. Like I wanted.
That was your spirit animal.
Yeah. And so I found her and like I was starting to train her for all these sports. And then, I got that diagnosis and then this happened and I was like, I can't move. I don't know what I'm going to do with this like high energy dog. And I've trained service dogs for many, many years before that.
Have?
Yeah.
So that's another specialty.
Yeah.
You have so many skills. You were helping me set up the camera. We figured out how to do daylight setting. And then you've got all these things. So you train dogs.
I train dogs, yeah.
And breeds, like how their minds work. What kind of dog was this?
She's a mini American Shepherd.
Okay, so, I'll have to look that up. Mini American Shepherd.
Yeah, she's super cute. She's wonderfully smart. And like all the service dogs I've trained prior, like when you get your training and you're like going through this, you want like a more mellow dog. You want one that is still intelligent, but you want one that's kind of calm. And here I have this dog that is just like, we play fetch for 6 hours a day. We've been doing all this.
She's got to have a job.
Yeah.
And she needs a job.
Yep.
And so what is an American Shepherd versus a German Shepherd?
It's like a mini Aussie, essentially.
I feel like there's a joke in there somewhere. We will ask the questions. But so a little Aussie, like they love herd. They're a herding.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, shepherd. I guess that's where the herd comes in. So they're a herding dog, and you just okay. But so. There you are, and you've got, how am I going to keep this dog from going? You're both needing to keep busy.
Yeah.
Like you're that kind of person. Like you need a job. You like to feel purposeful. Mm-hmm. And so you can't move. She can't. What are you doing?
I started training her for service dog work. And it was so incredible because here I was like, oh my gosh, I have this high energy dog. I don't know if she's going to like be a good service dog. Like I'm going to give her tasks to do. And like nowadays she knows over 100 different commands. She can bring me.
She's still with you.
Oh, she's still with me. Yeah, she's.
What's her name?
Virga.
Virga?
Yeah.
Is she a Virgo?
She's not.
What is Virga?
Virga is a weather phenomenon where rain evaporates before it hits the ground.
Oh.
And it happens a lot in Grand Junction because it's a deserty climate. But also, she didn't touch the ground for the first 6 months of her life because she was just bouncing all over the place.
That's beautiful. She's like a hovercraft.
Yep. Yeah. I nicknamed.
Like to take a photo of her, you'll rarely see all the legs on the ground.
Oh yeah, yeah. My joke is her middle name is Jumping Bean because she did just jump.
So you trained her. So you're like, okay, I'm gonna give her tasks. I'm gonna teach her. Now, what did you say? How many tasks does she do?
Over 100 different commands. And like one of my favorites is the retrieval of objects. So she can distinguish 5 different types of shoes I have. So like my tennis shoes versus my sandals versus my boots versus like if I say shoe, it's a different type of tennis shoe. And like she can like bring me certain kinds and like she does that. She knows the difference between my socks for my feet versus the socks that I need for my prosthetic. And so she can do that. Every once in a while, I have made her like bring me my leg, but it's a little heavy, so it's hard to like watch her struggle. And I'm like, I just can't today. I need your help.
That's for a good TikTok.
Yeah.
That'd be a good on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, when you see those dogs going down the beach with that giant log, like that, you're like, how are they carrying that? And then your dog's prancing along. I got it.
I got a leg in my mouth. Yeah.
That's fantastic. So someday she'll drag that over to you.
Yep.
Yeah. I bet she doesn't mind. She probably likes a challenge.
She absolutely adores it. And like,
I mean, the way they like to play tug of war, you've seen dogs. She doesn't mind dragging that heavy leg over. Are you kidding me? I bet she really is like, come on, send me for the leg.
Oh yeah. And that's what in the mornings too, I'll sit on my chair by the front door and I'm like, I forgot my shoes in the bedroom. Can you go get my shoes in the bed? Like at this point I'm lazy. And so I'm just like, go get my shoes.
Well, lazy, but you were just showing me when you sat down, this mechanism of your what do you call it? Your prosthesis. I know what it's called. Your prosthesis has a vacuum thing. It's got like some settings on it. It's not just as easy as just jumping up and running to get something. You've got to, because you have to loosen it because it's pulling a vacuum when you're walking. Mm-hmm. So it's I mean, you're not lazy.
Not lazy.
You're not lazy.
Right. You're right. I'm not lazy.
Okay. I can tell. So, but and also she loves doing a job.
Yeah.
So, okay. So you've got this wonderful dog. You've got Virga.
Yeah.
And so you're there. You're immobilized, but you're like, I got to keep doing something with Virga. So, how long did this problem last with your leg after that injection in your spine?
It kept getting worse, and that's where like once I got that diagnosis, and like again looking back at this all, like we realized that after that first surgery is when I should have gotten that diagnosis, when I should have started treatments, because at the point when I got that injection, it was treatment resistant. And nobody knew that at the time because they're like, oh, you just got this diagnosis. And it's like, well, actually, I've had it for like 2 or 3 years now, and nobody's caught it up until this point. And so now it's too far gone. And so I did the injection, and it got botched. So they shipped me to another pain management in Vail. And so now I've got to drive 2.5 hours to Vail. Mind you, this is also, not only is it COVID, there's all that big fire up in Glenwood. So there was the landslide. So you had to drive up to Craig and then come down. So it was like 4.5 hours sometimes. And it was like so much more stress. And my ex-husband was like, I'm not taking off work, so you have to take yourself. And I was like, I don't know what to do. This is outrageous. Like, I can't.
It's your right leg that is, I mean, you can't, how do you work in the gas and everything?
Throwing my left leg over, damaging my hip.
Seriously?
Yeah.
You're having to do crisscross?
Yep. Oh yeah. I couldn't move my leg. I couldn't move my foot. And like, even if I tried to drive, once the function came back, it was like I couldn't touch the pedal because even that little pressure, like I had expandable sandals that I would rip off in the car, and like I couldn't do anything. And so
I can't wait for the part of the story when you leave this husband.
It's the best part.
I just want to tell you, I'm like, I can't wait for the part where you leave that motherfucker
right. Oh no, it was, let me tell you. So that summer, I ended up calling my parents because I was like, I have already attempted suicide. I am so depressed and I can't function because it is a 24/7 pain. And like, no matter what I did, it got worse and worse and worse. And like the 8 out of 10 pain I started with then became a 2 out of 10 pain. And so I was just experiencing exponential pain, and it was just horrendous. And so my dad came down. I had to have a spinal cord stimulator placed in my back. And I was like...
And so that's just a constant, like, interruption of the signal?
Yeah, they put these, like, big lead wires up into your spinal column. And so then you have a device that, like, controls it, and you're supposed to, like, stop those pain signals, like, interrupt it, right?
Okay,
and so
that's the goal of it.
That's the goal. And I went in for this surgery. My dad drove me to Vail to do this, and I woke up under anesthesia during this surgery. So that was added trauma to the whole situation. And then
woke up what? You woke up during the surgery?
Because they do a lighter sedation because they want to be able to like tell where nerves are functioning and things like that.
So they want you to kind of be able to talk or what? Or no?
Not that light, but like they'll sedate you, but they want to be able to like test functions of your nerves. So they want to be able to test reflexes and things like that. And I woke up and I remember them just cutting into my back, and I was like, I like had this major panic attack, and it was horrid. And so they just like placed everything really quickly, and they're like, okay, I think you're good. And for like 2 weeks, I had this device on me, and you have these big back braces, and you're not supposed to bend, twist, or move. So like I had to have my dad like wash my hair in the sink, and like I couldn't do anything. And it was,
I am so amazed that you're still here.
Me too.
No, seriously. I don't think I could have survived this. And I don't know how you ever trust another doctor again. You've had not great success with these doctors.
It gets worse.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Brace yourselves.
There's an addendum to the story.
No pun intended, but yeah, brace yourself. Oh, so then what happened?
So finally...
This is why it's so... Listen, while you're hearing this, just know that she's the happy amputee. Like, she came out the other side. We're coming out the other side. This is what's amazing, that you came out the other side with this. Look at you. Okay, keep going.
Yeah. Well, and mind you, while you're going through all this pain, like, it affects your brain so much. Like, all that cortisol, all the time. So I was so angry and so bitter all of the time. All of the time.
Yes. If you're in pain, how can you not be? I've got this thing on the top of my hat that's poking into my head that I'm like, I'm unhappy.
Yep.
Yeah. I can't even hear what you're saying right now. What is going on with my setup here? I'm going to do that. Okay. No, seriously, this little button was just like smashing down.
And it's like stuff like that people don't think about. It's like those little irritants.
Well, I'm one of those people. Can I just tell you, I have maybe AHSP, I don't know, but like a tag. Or I was telling you Hannah Jones, who I were having a conversation. One of my nails was a little snagged. I'm sorry, Hannah, I can't hear you right now. I have to go trim. Yep. Like I feel like I feel everything. And right now, I think my nervous system is getting activated just hearing this story. Like everything, I'm just hyper aware. I can't imagine having that level of pain when you're a sensitive being like you are. Like you're an artist, you have that artist soul, if you're doing photography and, you're attuned with animals and the subtle things in nature. And then you've got this outrageous activation and irritation and pain. I'm so sorry you went through that.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a lot.
I just can't believe you're here. I honestly am amazed. I don't know how you did it.
I don't either half the time. But one thing I have learned is that the resiliency of like people that go through these traumas is a skill. It's not something people are inherently born with. It is something you have to practice. And that was one thing that was really hard for me to practice. And one of the things that I came up with like during this whole thing is a gratitude jar. Because I hate journaling. Like I love like typing and writing out stories and like things like that. And I love like being able to type really fast. I have terrible handwriting, so I hate looking at my handwriting when I journal.
Okay.
So I created this gratitude jar where I take little tiny slips of paper and I write the date on it and I write 3 things I'm grateful for. And I crumpled it up, threw it in this jar. And when I had a really crappy day, you pull them out and you just look and you're like, okay,
I have a reason. I have some reason to live.
Yep.
I have a reason to live.
Yep.
Oh my God. That's a great thing to tell people.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love that idea. I have heard, gratitude. I like to say gratitude is the new happiness, but I need to remember this. I need to remember this because when we get overwhelmed, and I mean, you're just amazing me that you went through all of this. And then okay, keep going. We're not
even there
but
yet.
I needed a break. I needed to take a break. I needed to hear about the gratitude jar. I mean, imagine, I'm just hearing this. This is vicarious trauma because, when we empathize with people, we experience the vicarious trauma, even though it's nothing like what you went through, but even just this nth of it, I'm like, I need a break from this because it's so here you are. You can't leave your body. You can't leave the story. You're doing the gratitude journal. Then what happened?
I got to
Not journal, gratitude jar. Sorry.
Oh, you're
correction.
good.
Correction. So then you said it got worse.
Yeah, it got so much worse. That's what after I got the stimulator removed, because like 2 weeks I had it in me and it did absolutely nothing, and my pain got worse and worse.
Because they just shoved it in there in a panic. Why didn't they? Instead of that, they should have given you more anesthesia.
They could have done 1,000 other things. They could have just backed out of the surgery and said, we're going to try again later. They could have done so many other things. But at that point, I had tried every treatment known to man that was available to me. Not only that, but I tried witchcraft because I was like, nothing else is working. I was smoking cannabis every day. I was trying like anything that I could think of.
Yeah.
Got big into crystals. I have crystals everywhere because I'm like, well, something works. So.
Well, tried everything.
Everything.
And so they took it out?
They took it out, and the pain got so much worse that I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't eating. I lost 30 pounds in a month. I was hallucinating because
psychosis, because sleep-deprived psychosis.
Yep. And I called up a surgeon in Denver, and because there was the wildfire going on, and I had to fly over, so I flew over to Denver by myself because, again, my ex-husband was like, well, fuck you. I'm not doing this.
Can't wait till we leave that guy.
Great. It's the best part.
We are leaving him.
We are leaving
you.
And it's like, so I show up in this doctor's office. I'm on this, like, knee crutch device because at this point, like, I can't even put on shoes. I can't put on socks. Like, I can't do anything. Like, if you even look at my foot, I start crying. Like, that's, like, how much
Don't look at it.
Yeah. So I show up and I show him my like purple foot that's swollen and disfigured and it's like 10 degrees. And he goes, I think I can help you. And I was like, wait, what? He goes, I think if we do amputation, I've had a success rate that I have a protocol that I think this will work because it's not spreading fast. Like it had made it to my ankle.
Say it again. What is the acronym?
The CRPS. Craps.
CRPS what?
Craps.
Craps. Oh, God. Craps. Okay. CRPS is not spreading.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying. So let's nip it in the bud kind of thing. Nip it.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. So when you heard that, you probably were so ready for an amputation. Like if somebody had come to you 2 years before that, or how many years is this in now?
This 4 years at this point.
Yeah.
So, and here the funny thing is, you know how people have like these intuitions. Before I had my second foot surgery, I looked at my foot surgeon. I was like, I jokingly said, if this is gonna keep happening, then why don't we just cut it off now?
Yeah.
Little did I know that's what was going to happen. And like months prior to meeting this doctor, I had already pitched it to all the doctors. I was like, can we just cut it off? Like I can't do this anymore. Like I am desperate.
Yeah, it's me or the foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what, by the time I got to surgery, it's still heavy COVID. So you're limited to like one visitor at a time in the hospital. Like you can't have your supports. You can't have a support system. You can't have anybody. And I remember I put on this shirt that says, everything is going to be okay. And like, I walked into this operating room and I was like on my knee crutch and I was just, I felt this like sense of like, it was either death or a second chance. Like those are my options. Like I felt like I was dying. And I to this day, I still feel like that feeling was death. Just being like, hey friend, you want to join me?
Yeah.
And I went in and I was like, okay, it's one or the other. I'm accepting either option. And whatever happens is what happens.
You were exhausted.
Yeah.
You had exhausted all options.
Yep.
Yeah. It was clear. You had clarity. Mm-hmm. You know, and I get that. I understand that sense of peace that comes with that kind of clarity. It's like it's something, this is going to be a new beginning or this is going to be the end, one or the other, because this can't go on.
Yeah.
I mean, that level of pain and lack of sleep, and then that asshole husband. I'm so sorry.
He was so awful. And it's, you know, and that's what, like, going into that, like, I had like such a moment of like peace going into that surgery of like, either option, it's going to be good either way. Like, it's either going to relieve my pain in either direction. So one way or the other, I'm waking up with this, like, and if it doesn't, and that's what I kept telling myself, if I wake up and the pain is still there, my plan was to just like go find a desolate island, go drink a bunch of margaritas on the beach and just expire in a sunset, because I knew I couldn't survive any longer. Like, I knew I had like less than a month or two to live, because I just was so, like, it just was destroying me.
I believe you. I get that. And I like your vision. Bunch of margaritas on the beach.
Yeah.
I like it. Just out in the sun.
Yep.
Just merging with the sand.
Yep.
My vision is sometimes I like to let's talk about suicidal ideation. Mine is like walk into the woods on a very cold night and just curl up around a tree and merge with the forest.
Yes.
Like, I find peace in that idea. Maybe it's because I've eaten enough mushrooms. I love the mycelium. I'm like, I want to talk to the mycelium all night long. And by night, I mean for eternity.
Yes.
I mean, sometimes this is, I know right now, and this is, I'm going to jump and subject will come right back. I just wanted to say, like, these kind of thoughts, they don't come from nowhere. Like, right now, what's going on in this world is, I like, the thing that brings me peace is the idea of a supervolcano. I'm like, you know, a supervolcano is a very equalizing force. Mm-hmm. And at that point, it doesn't matter if you're MAGA or you're, total, like, I'm Green Party. I'm so far over to the other side. I'm just saying, it doesn't matter. There's an equalizing force. It's the supervolcano.
Yep.
And at that point, you know, will it matter that I accidentally used a baggie instead of a reusable? I don't know. You know, it's just, I get overwhelmed. I actually get overwhelmed. And then the supervolcano, I go, it's okay. And I know that's a different shirt maybe, but it's like, it's all going to be okay. Like, in the big, big picture.
Yes.
Let's all relax.
Just take one step back.
But what would be a better, like, how else could I get to, like, sometimes when I meditate, I feel I like to meditate with what I call all that is love. And I feel so different than a supervolcano. It is, but I love Mother Earth getting the final word.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. But I also love this idea of like, well, I do believe we're all one. And I do believe that at our core being, we are beautiful beings of love and light. And we will return to that. And that gives me a lot of peace, whether it's through a supervolcano
or not.
But anyway, all right. I may cut this part out. But I thank you for indulging me for a second. But so you got that shirt. I love, these are good traumedy moments too, of just like, and I don't know if that's traumedy, but what it is like taking that powerlessness and turning it into a sense of empowerment of like, you know what, I can reframe this and I can be okay with it. And I can find a peaceful way if I do need to move on out of this horrible pain. I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to go to a beautiful beach. I love that you pictured that too.
Oh, yeah. Because that's what, after.
That, maybe in a weird way, suicidal ideation kept you alive.
And I think a lot of it did, because it's like after my first attempt, I was like, you know what? Obviously, I'm meant to be here. Obviously, the higher power is telling me, like, not today. Your time will come, but it's not today. Yeah. And so I was like, okay, well, here's my plan. Here's my compromise to you. If you're going to take my life, then this is how I want to go out. So.
Yeah. Let's make a deal.
Yeah.
No, but I really, that just kind of hit me. Sometimes people, we are self-medicating in all kinds of ways. And I think that suicidal ideation can be a form of self-medication.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just to say, okay, listen, because that sense of powerlessness, like if you don't, I know when I had some suicidal ideation, I had a toddler and I'm like, I can't kill myself. I can't even take a nap.
Yeah.
And it really did kind of scare me. Like, I can't even kill myself right now. Shit.
Yeah.
I'm not
Right?
kidding you. Like that was more emotional pain. It wasn't physical, but it was emotional,
Yeah.
which is also bad, but nothing like what you went through. Okay. So here you are. You're going under anesthesia.
Yeah.
You're going to go have this amputation. You have surrendered your leg.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of surrender in that, isn't there? Like this sense of surrender.
Yeah. And I did see a Reiki master through all this too. And right before I had this, that's what she did this this ceremony with me where we pushed all of the negative energy in my body down into that foot. And she like surgically, energetically tied all of it down in there. And she's like, okay, it's all down in there. So as soon as you get this cut off, she's like, I know. And she said it with such confidence that I was like, there's no way I'm going to die on that table, whatever. Like, and she's like, I know that this is going to change your life for good. And I was like, okay, yeah, okay, whatever, lady. But I believe you because she was the only one that could touch my foot during this entire process. And I wouldn't like have this excruciating pain. Like I watched her with like this aghast look when she like touched my foot with a pointed crystal, and I was like, it doesn't hurt. Yesterday my physical therapist barely put his hand on me and I screamed. Like, yeah. That's wild.
I'm feeling all kinds of tingling in my hands, and I've not studied Reiki, but I have a kind of an intuitive energy around it, and I just want to thank your foot for taking that on.
Yeah,
like your foot gave itself for you to live. Like I know that sounds odd to people, but like that was.
And it did.
And it did.
It did. And that's what we talked about. Is like it served its purpose for me. And sometimes we have to let those things go because that's how we can serve a higher purpose in life.
Yeah. And so the surgery went well?
Surgery was phenomenal. That's what when they woke me up, I immediately started sobbing. Immediately, because it was almost 5 years from the time I broke my foot to that surgery. And it was the first time I hadn't had pain. And I sobbed. I remember these nurses came rushing in because they hear me sobbing. And they're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I was like, I don't have pain. And of course, you're still loopy under, like, you're waking up from anesthesia. And I'm just like, I don't have any pain. This is the best day of my life. And it was in that moment when I sat up and I was like, I get a second chance at life. And my very first thought was, I want a divorce. So, like, it wasn't even like, how am I going to navigate living life without leg? It was like, I want a divorce. I'm done.
Yeah, amputate that.
Yes.
Amputate that husband. I love that. I love that you just, like, now you're free to have, like, thoughts of proactive, you know, you've been in survival mode.
Yes.
You've been frontal lobe offline. And soon as like, I'm not in pain, I'm resourced, I want a divorce. And you know, because it takes a lot of energy to go through a divorce.
Yeah.
And so, wow, beautiful. I love this. I'm so happy for you. And I understand why you're the happy amputee, because it is like when you've been through pain for that long and when you're relieved of that pain, it is like elation. It's like bliss, isn't it?
Yes.
So now every day is so.
I'm grateful
you're
to be
so,
alive.
Like your gratitude jar must be really big now.
It's full, and I will admit I stopped filling it out sometimes just because I'm like, yeah, whatever. I've practiced long enough now where I'm like, you know what? I wake up, and even if it's a really shitty day, you're like, I'm grateful. I get to experience a shitty day today.
Oh God, your life will never. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you. And, you know, I believe 100% what that Reiki master said. Like that, all of that energy, you don't need that again. And I don't think your body needs it again. And I know you maybe humbly say remission. We don't want to get cocky, but like, I don't think you need that experience ever again.
Nope.
I just don't think you need it.
Nope.
So it doesn't serve you. Therefore, it's not. You know, and I don't understand, you know, people who may be dealing with that right now saying, you know, F you, Nancy, I don't need it either. You know, like, I don't know. I don't understand it. And I apologize to anyone who's dealing with that. And that might sound trite, but I'm just saying for you, I just want to continue that clarity that you do not need that experience.
Yeah. No, it's, it was, I of all the things you wish upon your worst enemies, I would never wish that disease on anyone. Like, again, it's called the suicide disease. Like, it's it's serious. Like,
So I would say, do you want to recommend anyone dealing with that to get Reiki? What were the best things?
yeah.
Is your TEDx about this, or is it about your
It's-
amputation, or
It's mostly about the resiliency of going through, like, the title is When Life Gives You Lemons, Sacrifice Your Limb.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And I love that you have that lemon shark on your
Yeah.
arm. That's amazing. We'll take some photos of that, and I'll put that
Yeah.
in the here for the video for people who want to look for the video on Spotify instead of the audio. But man, so when life gives you lemons,
Sacrifice your limb.
sacrifice your limb.
Yeah.
And so, but for you, I know you used all kinds of modalities, and I do know that CBD is an anti-inflammatory. I don't know anything about this particular dysfunction. I just feel for people that are dealing with that. And anything else you would recommend?
I always tell people to just not give up. Like, I am far from being a quitter.
Okay.
And that
I feel like I'm the person over here going, I would just go into the woods, curl up around. Don't listen to me. Listen to resilience over here.
yeah, and that's one thing, like, no one treatment fixes it. Nothing is curing it, but like, people find, I have so many people that I've met through this journey that have CRPS that, like, the spinal cord stimulator helped them go into remission. I have people who, they did a spinal injection and that's how they found pain relief. Like, there's so many different ways. And like, I explored cannabis and I explored medicinal, like psilocybin, and I've explored, all these other modalities, and don't discredit the differences between the Eastern and the Western medicine styles, and don't discredit, like I said,
I work with a team of healing angels, if you'd like to know about them, from the Perry Landra Institute.
Yeah.
I do coning, and you could look up MAP, M-A-P, the Medical Assistance Program. And I mean, I do work with a team of healing angels, so I will recommend them.
Yeah. I mean, everything.
Yeah.
Just don't give up.
Yeah, keep trying till you find something.
Yeah.
Till you get some relief. And there's something. There's got to be something. And you just kept going. And you made it to the other side.
Yeah.
And then you said, like, there was an awakening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a powerful thing to, like, feel like you're on death's door and then to get the second chance. And I was like, I'm quitting my toxic work environment. I'm starting an entirely different career. I'm divorcing this man who has been abusive for years, and I didn't have the strength. Like, I was fighting for my life. So I was like, I can't fight against him right now. Like, I have to just fight this. And so I was like, okay, changing that. I'm changing this. Like, I'm going to do this all on my own, because that's where I was at. Because when I also went through this, like, when I told my family and everybody that I was going through this amputation, it was like, well, you're making the worst decision of your life. And so, like, I lost what I felt like at the time. Was like, I felt like I lost support, but what I was gaining was, like, all this clarity of, like, those people don't really care about what my life is. They want me to do what they want.
Yeah. They don't trust that you know yourself best.
Yep.
And you do. And now, so the divorce is done.
Divorce is done.
You are free.
So free.
That feels so good.
So
and you got the dogs in the custody.
I did.
Yes. And you got these beautiful dogs. You've got you're free.
Yeah.
You're independent.
Yep.
You're moving around. You're going to comedy shows.
Yeah.
You're shining your light.
Yeah.
And you're writing a memoir.
Yep. One day, maybe in 2087, I'll publish it,
I'm the same way. I know. I'm trying to find, we need like a network of accountability buddies. Like, can we all just like double dare each other to write them? I just feel like, I think it's healing, whether people read it or not. I think there's something so healing in just writing it, know?
100%.
So, where have we left you? Is there what do you want to share with people?
So that the amputation. This is my 5th year. This September will be my 5th ampuversary.
Oh, ampuversary!
Yeah,
happy ampuversary. Let's sing it. Happy ampuversary. Happy ampuversary. Happy ampuversary. Happy Ampuversary. Okay, that was hard.
Yes, it's a tongue twister.
It's a tongue twister when I vanish.
Yes.
That's so cool that you celebrate that.
Oh, yeah.
The freedom, and also let's give thanks to your foot every year. Do you thank your foot for taking the burden, and taking the pain, and I guess it was incinerated.
Yes. Yeah.
And so it's at a higher frequency.
Yep.
Maybe your foot is one of your guardian angels.
Could be.
You could have a foot on your shoulder.
I could,
A happy foot. Now
foot.
it is free. Well, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that you got this whole new life and that you made it through.
Yeah.
And not only just made it through, but I mean, look, you're the happy amputee. So thanks for taking all this time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Find Kayla Inman on Instagram and TikTok, the Happy Amputee. The Happy Amputee, all one word.
Yeah.
And we'll see you out there, maybe doing a TEDx or
running another half marathon, playing volleyball, doing something crazy. You never know.
Are you running with this?
Not yet. I'm still only 16 weeks post-op from my most recent surgery.
Oh, you had to have a revamp of the amp?
Yeah. That the whole last year and a half was a journey too.
Oh, okay. Wow. Well, we'll do that next time.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks, Kayla.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you. I want to thank my guest, Kayla Inman. You can find her on all the socials at the Happy Amputee. And watch for her TEDx talk, When Life Gives You Lemons, Sacrifice Your Limb. I want to thank this sweet little dog that has come to live with us. My goodness, little Mushu is in this bed right next to me in his little bed in a chair. And he has come to our house to bring joy and present moment. And he wants a belly rub right now. Mushu. Oh, gosh, what a difference it makes to have an animal companion in the house. Wow. I want to thank my son for taking care of him while I was in Sonoma, California. And then I got to see the redwoods. Oh, my gosh. I got to say, that just puts everything in perspective. To go see a 1,400-year-old tree. Amazing. And so remember, don't give up. Keep trying and get the gratitude jar. And remember, no matter what, keep laughing.